Hi guys, it's me Karen, and I've come to do this page, and it's in the Magical Dawn coloring book by Hanna Karlzon. And in this book I'm coloring it in all the same colors, in blue, green, purple, pink, along with an extra color. Black and white are a given in any of the pages. Today I'm coming to do the doubled page spread of these three little birds and all their gems and their little caplets of stuff. Background I'm going to be doing in a black matte paint. So I'm just going to be putting it down with a paintbrush. I'm going to put it on a plastic sheet. I'm not going to use the side I used for the ink tints. I'm going to use the shiny side, so none of this ink here that I have scrubbed off with soap and water will come off into the black paint. Anyways, the shiny side will help because I have to put a little water in it, not too much, just a little tiny bit to help paint around the areas. And I'll go ahead and show you how I start the painting. I'm not going to do the whole page. I'm just going to show you a portion of it and how I get it started. And then we will come back after that, and the whole back section will be dry, and we will get to coloring the other pieces. So right now I'll just get the camera down and we will get it all set up, and I will show you how we do the painting. Okay, so like I said, it's just a cheap matte black paint that I got at my grocery store that actually has paint in it. It's got a school supply section. So I'm just going to put some down on the paper without getting it all over my desk. I'm using a silver black velvet number 4 paintbrush. I use this because it has a very nice tip on it, and I can get into the tiny little spaces in between these areas. I'm going to put a little water down on this mat, and like I said, it's not much water, especially when my spray bottle doesn't want to give me any water. So that's about it. So I'll bring that over for you to see. There's just a few little droplets of water here, and that is for when the black up here gets a little too thick to put down the paper. I will get a little tiny bit of water in it. So I'm going to start by picking up the black that I got on my desk and pulling up some of this tiny bit of water. I don't know if you can see that, so scoot it over so you can. So we're getting a little bit of the paint, bringing it over, and then just tipping the brush in there to get a tiny bit of water in there, just to make it a little thinner. And then we're just going to take it and paint over these areas. You want to get up close. Sorry if you're going to see my head, but I have to get up close to see it also, to the areas that you need to go around. So basically I just kind of draw a big enough line on there. So when I go in with the paint in bigger strokes, I don't have to be so precise. I don't want to put it on clumpy, so if I have to go over it twice, that's okay. But you want to drag that paint out. I'm going to paint over all the stars and all the little dots out here. And it's kind of a tedious thing to do, but it turns out really nice. In the bigger areas, you could get a bigger paintbrush if you like. But in these tiny areas, we want to have as much control over it as possible. You could use any paintbrush that you have that has a nice little tip. This particular brush is meant for other things like watercoloring. But I'm frugal that way. I will have my tools on my desk, do multitasking. If you want sharp corners, smaller stars, or anything, you can all, do all that with your paint here while we have it out. If you didn't want this little gem on the bottom, you could paint over it and it wouldn't be there. It's your choice, your coloring book. You decide what you like and what you don't want in your page. Bring it down to the edge. I should have a piece of paper under there. So I just have a piece of cardstock here. And I'll slide it under there anyway. Okay, so when it comes down, it won't get on the page behind it. So we'll just do another little spot up here. And then I'll turn the camera off and do all of this off camera so you don't have to watch. Slowly getting this done. So I have to do this on both pages. And like I said, we are going to go over everything except for the main components, the birds, the beads, the little things the birds are holding in their beaks. But over all of the stars and the little dots. I can add those in later with either a Posca pen or some stickles. Okay, so when we get back, the whole background will be done. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, we're back and we've got it all black. So I'll let you take a good look at it. Not all of these are perfectly done, but there's a reason for not getting them absolutely perfect. Some of these are going to be done with like stickles, so the lines don't have to be perfect. Like these beads up here in this corner, I'm going to use one of these tools and dip it in paint and tap on these little pearly things so it'll stand out a little bit better, and with that making a perfect little round dot, I don't need to have perfect little round dots. So I'll be using that in like all the dotted areas, and anything else I can color on top of the matte paint with the Prismacolors. So that's not a problem for me. And besides, I'm not a perfect painter, so I mean, it's the way it is. We're going to start on this page over here first, and we're going to do the birds. And I'm going to do this bird in blue, and then this one in, well, we'll start on the blue one. We'll see how we go from there. Okay, colors. We're doing all of these in the same color as I've done on every one of the pages in this book. I had mentioned that earlier, and I am going to get the color names for you in just a moment, because I can check on my last video that I did and tell you what the colors are, because I wrote them down. Okay, so in the blues we are using Indigo, which is this little guy right here, and he's 901. Using Slate Blue, which happens to be a big one, and it is 1024, and we're using this mini baby. He is Sky Blue Light 1086, and we'll be using that on this bird here. So we'll start. Okay, I'm going to start here on the face of the bird and bring in some of that indigo. And bring some up on this side too. Starting off with a little heavier pressure in the corners here, and then lightening it up as we come out. And we're going to give him a little cheek here. Okay, we're going to go in with the Slate Blue. Going over that area again and bringing it out. Then we're going to take the Sky Blue Light and just blend in the rest of that. Dusting thing. Boom, boom. There we go. Go back in with the indigo and darken up that corner. Okay, do the same thing up here. Start with the indigo. And lightly put it back. Go in with the Slate Blue. I'll bring some of the indigo from the back side too. Back with the Slate Blue. And in with the Sky Blue Light. Just making sure they blend good. I might have to use a little white to blend that with a little bit better, but okay. Then here we're going to start with just the sky light blue and bring it all the way up this little area here. And then we'll go in with a little of the indigo. Just trace those lines a little bit. Very soft touch on that. And a little of the slate blue. There. Okay, I'm gonna go down the wings and up towards the tail a little bit. So, on these I'm gonna, it's gonna get a little tricky here because there's black painted on here, and I don't want to paint these black. I kind of wanted those black though. So we're gonna darken these. Up and make them blue. Okay, and if I missed a little piece here, I can go in with black. I had one out. I always tend to do that. I had a black pencil. Yep. And we can just touch up any little area there that should be black. You can use a pet pen or anything too. Because this is matte, you want to be a little careful not to scratch it like I just did. Also, if you want to, you can put some of this black in the corners too. All right. So we're going to take it, the indigo in here too. Just on one side of these little fluffs and bring it that way. I'm going to sharpen this pencil. Sorry for the noise. So this is the slate, and we will bring that up. Pencils are reacting a little different today because it's so warm. We're in the 90s today. My little pencil is not going to sharpen, so I'm going to get out the big one. And I have to find that. This big set. I should probably pause the camera. Blue, really, and medium. This one? Yep, here we go. I have another set, so now we have a big one, sky blue light. Okay, and we're going to bring those two together. Okay. Since that one's too small, and we'll move the blacks and we'll pick it up accidentally. Okay, we're doing the same thing on the wings here. We'll go in with the indigo on the outside of them. So how's the weather in your guys' neck of the woods? Some people I know are getting really, really warm temperatures, and some people are having nice cool. I don't like 90 myself, but better than 100, I guess. I would be melting. We don't have air conditioning, so we just run fans around here. It's living in Washington, it's kind of pointless to have air conditioning unless you're really, really, really in a hot area. And we're going in with the light sky blue and just blending those out. Whoops, let's see what I went out of bounds here. How it goes right onto the black, and you can color on it that way. I don't want that line there, so I'm going to gently erase it and move it off there. Okay, same thing on this side. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring some of this blue indigo up this way. So I'm going on that triangle area and then just bringing it up on one side. Same on the other side. I had a request to do another video. This is the Slate Blue on distress ink. And I had done one already, and I guess I didn't answer enough questions or something. I'm not sure. If any of you guys have any questions on the distress ink or would like to see something done with them in a video, leave your questions on the comment section so I can kind of put together another video using those and helping you guys understand them a little better, I guess. If you really want to, I'm going to put some white in here. Have some great inspiration on distress inks. I would suggest going to the man himself, Tim Holtz. He has a YouTube channel. I can leave it in the link below. And he explains what the inks are, how to use them, what you can do with them other than putting them in coloring books. Because I don't think they were really meant for coloring books. I'm going to do the tail the same way. So I'm going to bring the color up. So I'm going to just start here on the bottom and just kind of blend it up just like I did with the other one. How they react, well, how the distress inks act with waters. How you can use them different ways to blend them, what the difference between the oxides and the distress inks are, besides the obvious little bits that are, one of them is opaque, one of them is transparent. You can use them both in the coloring books as long as you don't mind using an opaque product covering up the lines and stuff. But if you're just using it in the background, the oxides work nice. You can also use chalk ink the same way as oxides. They kind of are about the same. They'll cover up your lines also, but they won't bleed through. Go over all of that with the light sky gray, and then at the very tip we're going to put a little white in. I started using the Distress inks when I was making, I guess there's one more of those. Altered art is what I started off doing, taking boxes, paper, and other items and making it something that's useful for the house and decorated. Just going over all that with the white. There we go. Okay. And the pencils all over the place here. I'm going to do a little darkness on the tips of all of the little scaly, fluffy dudes here. It's kind of like all on one side until you get to the center, and then it'll go on the other side. Then you go in with the slate and add a little bit of that. Then we're just going to go in with the white. I'm trying to blend them all together. Okay, so that's how it'll look going down the back. I'm not going to do all of those. I'm going to start on his tail, but that's how you do those. Oh, and I have to do inside here. I always go back over these and blend a little better, but I'm going to paint those black or put stickles in them. Get a little darker on that side. Okay. Just trying to think which way I should go in the blue one here. But we're going to work his tail first, because that one I can get. So it's the same as we've done on the other ones. If we have a couple together, we want to go dark on one and then light on the other, dark on one, light on the other type thing. There are two different types of tail feathers here. We have the solid ones, and then we have these like twisty ones that have a little ball on the end. If you notice, the balls aren't there because I painted over them. It was not going to be easy to do that. So I'm going to do these just a tiny bit different. They're going to have the darkness down in this area because that's where it's twisted, kind of like a ribbon. So we're going to do those just a little bit different than I would the other tail feathers. So I'll do a couple of these first. So I'm going to go up on one side dark and leave the light on the other, except I did it dark on this side and it twisted. We'll have the dark on this side. And then we'll go in with the sky, the light, sky blue light. Yes, Beth Ann, I remembered. Well, actually, I didn't. I had to look it up, so I hear her in my head. She follows along on these, and she'll tell me, "You're doing the wrong color. You're doing the wrong color." Okay, then we're going to take a little of the white and just run it up on the edge. Then we can go in the black a little bit. And that gives it a cool effect. So that's how the ribbons will be done. And then we'll take, let's see, that one is this one is this one. Well, we'll take the dark one here because that would have a better shadow anyway. So put the darkness on that one. And that one is the one that comes down here, so we'll put dark on that side. Okay, then this one. This will be dark on this side. I'll lay out the colors here. Dark on this side, dark on that side. So that can come down here. This one's going to be dark over here. And that'll lighten up on the way up. The ribbon will be light, so this one can be dark. That one goes down here. Okay, ribbon. It's going to be the dark side, so we'll go up here. Down on this side. Over on this side. Light and dark. Okay, something in that line. So I need to turn the book a little bit. Sharpen this one up a little more. And then we'll just go through this and add the color in. Okay. And you can tell I'm pushing a little hard on these because I have to keep sharpening the pencils. Okay, this is the Slate Blue. Basically, these birds are all going to be done the same way, except for different colored tones. Okay, there we go. Then we'll go in with the sky blue light. If you see me going over the same one over again, it's because I've lost track which ones I colored first. Oops. Okay. Now we're going to add some white in here just to highlight the areas. Okay, we're going to get that to a nice sharp point, and I'm going to drag some of the white down here. So we'll take it from here, bring it across. Oop, I knew that was going to happen. And bring it down and in here. I'm going to put a little sparkle down at the end there. It has a little ball thing that goes down in that area. Just to get him a little fluffier. All right, We have a little fluff back here on the tails that we have to get to, so we will do the same thing we did up here. Every other one is going to be dark and then light. And something like that. Oops, wrong one. Slate blue. And then the light, or the sky blue light. And we'll bring in the white. Just kind of bring out a little fluff. Blend in any areas that you need to blend in. And darken any that you wish to darken. I'm sorry, I don't know where I am on the camera. Okay, so the inside of these wings, I'm going to do the dark on this side. The blue slate. Light sky blue light. Probably why I don't remember the name of this pencil. I always think it should be the other way around. Then we'll take in some white just here at the tip. Blend up the rest of it. Okay. And I'm going to do their beaks in the same color as the birds. So we've got a blue beak here. And we're just going to go in with the white here. And back in with the indigo. I'm going to take the black, and we're going to do his eye. Add another line right there because you can't see it. And we're going to put a little white dot in. I will finish coloring the little fluffles the same as we did, so when we come back these will all be finished. And we'll see how far we got. So I'll be right back. Okay, and that's what the little blue guy is going to look like for right now. Video is around 50 minutes, so I'm going to call this part 1. And then we'll come back and do another bird, and probably be able to do 2 birds, or a bird and one of the things they're holding in their beaks. But we'll see. It's going to be a long video because they take a while to color in. Anyway, he's not quite finished yet. I do want to take a little black and outline all the black lines in here, which I will do. These areas here are going to be done with stickles, so the dots I'm not going to worry about. I did go ahead and put a Posca dot in his eye, and I might add some Posca to highlight some of these areas that don't quite show up as they should. You know, a little line and a little dot, 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 or something in there. The plan for this at the end is to do a lot of little splatters of white paint. Some stars that I have painted over will be put back in, and then of course everything will be glittered up nice and cool in this book. So I will see you in part 2. Hopefully you will want to stick around for that. Thank you guys for watching, subscribing, and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So I hope you all have a great day, and like I said, I will see you in the next part. We will be doing this bird here, and probably these 2 things, if not the other bird. So I will see you then. Take care, everyone. Bye now.